Hi guys, welcome back to another video with me. Today I'm going to give you guys a tier list that features the best guns in Apex Mobile in the 4th beta currently. Now these 4 points is how we decide how to choose the best guns in our tier list. And the first point is how easy will it be to use, like in terms of recoil or accuracy or stuff like that. Second is iron sights. Like sometimes you can't get a scope for the gun and the iron sight is horrible, and we're gonna judge that too. And the third point and the fourth point is, if you have ever watched Ferg is one of the biggest COD mobile YouTubers ever, and this is very similar to how he ranks his gun, how he decide to rank his gun, which is in his top 1 or top 2. But the difference is we won't add an overall score to this. So without further ado, we will start the video now. So for the 5th gun on this list, the bottom of this tier list, is the EVA 8. The EVA 8 is a fully automatic shotgun with 10 ammo in one magazine. This is probably the best shotgun for beginners, as it's really easy to use. It has a square hitbox with quite the excellent range, and it's fully automatic, and it's not punishing for you to use even if you whiff your shots, because you can just spam it over and over again and deal almost like 35 to 63 damage in close range. And its fire rate is also really good. It shoots well without any barrels, without any shotgun bolt. It doesn't shoot that fast, but well, it's okay, it's normal. But if you use a white bolt or a blue bolt or even a purple bolt, if you can find one in this case, it will shoot like really fast, and you can just straight drain the HP of your enemies really fast. It has a great iron sight, but with the EVA 8 you will rarely use the iron sight and just hip fire with it. And for the versatility, well, it's a shotgun, so you won't be using this for long range. So its versatility is bad because, well, it's a shotgun. And for the usefulness of its prime usefulness, well, it's really good. It can dish out damage really quick and really big. And then the EVA has a hop-up slot for the double tap trigger, and the hop-up allows you to shoot twice per shot. Like, it deals out even more damage than just normal EVA, but it has a chamber time. Like, it has a short stop after every shot, but it's still really good to use, and like you can deal 100 plus damage with it because it hits 2 shots. Well, it's really good. So for the 4th gun in this list, it will be the R99. The R99 is a fully automatic SMG with really high recoil but a really fast fire rate. And the R99 has the fastest fire rate compared to any other gun in the game. So for the ease of use of the R99, well, it's not that easy to use for new players, since it has a really high vertical recoil, and so it's not that easy to use. Its iron sight is quite clean. It looks like a O, but some part of the upper part of it is chopped off, and the hipfire spread of the gun is quite good. It's not all over the place, so you can use it for hip firing. For the versatility section, this gun isn't that versatile because it has a really high vertical recoil, so you can't really use it for medium to long range, and even on medium range it's quite hard to use since it has a really high vertical recoil. But for the prime usefulness, it is a close range SMG, and it really serves you well in those close quarter fights. So yeah, you can pick it up, crack some armor, and maybe change to your secondary to kill the enemy. And the R99 has the fastest reload speed of any gun in the game. So yeah, it reloads really fast, so you can enter the fight again. Now number 3 is tied between the Prowler and the Volt. The Prowler has a really high damage. It can 3 burst someone to the body, to the torso, and the Volt is like a hybrid SMG AR choice for you to use. Now from the Prowler first, the ease of use of Prowler, it's quite hard. Not a lot of people really prefer burst guns to automatic guns, so I don't see this gun being used by a lot of people, but it can dish out a really high damage, and well, it has even higher DPS than R99. And I don't really recommend this gun for newbies because it's a burst, but it has no recoil, so you can use it quite well. And now the iron sight for the Prowler isn't that bad, and the hip fire of the Prowler is almost literally a straight line, so you can use it for hip firing really good. The versatility, I would say, is around like a 7 out of 10. It's not that bad for medium range, it's almost unusable for long range, and it's really good at close range. And the prime usefulness is, I would say, 10 out of 10. It really shreds enemies really fast. And now for the Volt. The Volt is a really versatile hybrid AR SMG. It's really easy to use for beginners. It has a great iron sight, it has a great hip fire, and I would say this is probably the Volt's iron sight is probably the best in the game. The versatility is really good. It can dish out some damage in close range. It's not that bad. It has no recoil, so it can be used for medium range. And the usefulness in its prime, which is like, because it's categorized as an SMG, I would say it's not as good as the Prowler, but it's still really good because it hits for like 15 damage, and well, it shoots quite fast, so it's not that bad. The second best gun in this list is the Flatline. Flatline is a AR with high damage, but well, medium fire rate and quite the high horizontal recoil. The ease of use of the Flatline is, well, it's not that easy to use for medium range for beginners, since it has a really high horizontal recoil. It goes almost everywhere. But if you practice jitter aiming, the gun will have no recoil whatsoever. The iron sight is the worst iron sight in this list. It's really bad. I don't like it, and it's too close. You can't see that much with it. The hip fire is excellent. It's not the Prowler, but it's still really good for hip firing. For its versatility, I would say it's a really versatile gun. Even though it has it has quite the horizontal kick, if you can control it, like if you can jitter aim, it will have no recoil, and you can just shred enemies. Like what I'm doing here, it has almost no recoil, but you have to jitter aim with it. And for the usefulness of its prime range, Flatline is an AR, so its usefulness is on medium range, and I would say it's really good on medium range. It has a really high damage, and yeah, you can jitter aim, so you can have no recoil with it, so yeah, it's really good. The best gun in this game by far is the R301. You guys have probably guessed this gun will be on the top. The R301 is a carbine AR, so the reason I put the R301 on the top is, first, it's really easy to use, so beginners will have a easy time using it. It has almost no recoil. It has a really great hip fire spread. It has, well, medium iron sight, I would say. It's not that great, but it's not that bad either. So it's really easy to use. It's really versatile. it has quite the high damage in close range, and it can deal great damage at medium range with no recoil, so you can use it to spray enemies and kill enemies in medium range really quick. Even pros use this gun because of how versatile and how great the gun is. New people would love the gun, and so that is why I put it at the top of this list. Because, well, it's just an A balanced but really great gun. You can even say it's OP. So for the honorable mentions of this video, there will be the Mastiff, the Devotion, and the Wingman. For the Mastiff, well, it can dish out really high damage, but well, it's punishing if you can't hit your shots right. It also has a short delay, well, quite long kinda delay after every shot, so you will have to hit your shots or you will die. But I personally choose the Mastiff over the Eva because if you can hit your shots, you will hit 100 damage, like a lot. And for the second gun will be the Devotion. Devotion, you have to find a turbocharger for it to be really good. Well, if you have a turbocharger, it will probably be like the second in this list, but the turbochargers are really rare, so it's hard to find one, so I can't put it in this list. And if you don't have a turbocharger, the spin up time is really slow, plus the Devotion has a really high recoil, so it's hard for like new players to use it. And for the third gun is the Wingman. The Wingman is a really great gun, but it is one of the hardest gun to use in the game. The Wingman can deal 45 damage per shot, and the problem with it's really hard to hit your shots with the Wingman. It's a single fire pistol, but with bad accuracy. But its hipfire isn't that bad. You will really need to practice to hit your shots with the Wingman to make the most of it, and if you can use the Wingman, it will reward you gratefully. You can deal high damage and crack enemies' armor really quick, so the enemies will have a hard time dealing with you, and you can just breeze through them easily. So we have reached the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video is helpful to you guys, so you can choose your guns and be better at the game. See you in the next video, I guess.